Tonight on News Hour. Bandits surrender in Kaduna, marking a new chapter with Amnesty Initiative. Petron urges federal government to privatize refineries, seek 100 billion naira grant from Tinubu. Parents share an uncommon experience managing their special needs son. On the foreign scene, 5 Burkina Faso army volunteers killed in attack. Hello and welcome to the News Hour tonight. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for joining us. We begin with security development from Kaduna, northwest Nigeria. In a significant move towards peace, dozens of bandits terrorizing Chikun, Kajuru, Kagarko, Giwa and Birnin-Gwari local government areas of Kaduna State have pledged to cease their reign of terror in the state. Among those that agreed to lay down their arms are bandits terrorizing the Kaduna-Abuja Highway and nearby villages, the Kaduna-Birnin-Gwari Highway, as well as the dangerous Funtua-Birnin-Gwari Road. The report.
Some notorious bandit leaders have agreed to end banditry as part of a peace deal initiative spearheaded by the Kaduna State government in collaboration with some federal government agencies to end violence in many parts of Kaduna and environs. Trust TV had exclusive access into the peace deal in at least 3 meetings across various bandit camps in Sohorgan of Chikul local government area, Rima Forest, and Maidaro in Giwa local government area, as well as Kamfanindoka along the Funtua-Birnin-Gwari road. Some of the bandit leaders include Samaila Suleiman, known as Boka, who has been terrorizing areas of KK, Danhonu and many communities in Millennium City, Chikun and other communities in Kajuru local government area. He was also the mastermind of abductions in Kwara State and the May 2024 abductions of students of Confluence of Science and Technology, Osara, in Kogi State. People who left their houses and families should come back and continue with their normal life. Sadigelo is another bandit leader operating around Kateri and Gadamala Mamman on Kaduna-Abuja Highway, while Musa is another kingpin operating around Jere, Moro, and Sabongayan on the Kaduna-Abuja Highway. I am happy with this reconciliation because it will benefit the masses. We are seeking for your forgiveness so that we can understand one another and forge ahead. The notorious bandit leader Salihoro, who operates alongside Boka, as well as Yellow Jambros, who operates along Kaduna-Birnin-Gwari Highway, equally pledged to embrace the peace deal. Others are Haruna, Dukununu, and Kabiru operating around Sabon Birni and Maidaro villages in Giwa local government areas. God knows that we are happy and ready for this peace deal. Trust TV interviewed many of the bandits who expressed weariness with the criminal activities and expressed their commitment to bring violence to an end. We are now convinced that this government is for the people and we will support the peace deal. We don't want our children to be bandits like us, but to go to school. A government negotiator who wished to remain anonymous assured the bandit of government's commitment to peace in the region. He urged them to stop attacking villages and release all kidnapped individuals in their custody. He promised that those who accept the peace deal would be empowered with skills to help them transition to a more peaceful and productive livelihood. Recent statistics from the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) revealed that between May 2023 and April 2024, over 614,937 Nigerians were killed and 2,235,954 kidnapped across the country. It also revealed that 2.2 trillion naira was paid as ransom. The report also indicated that the Northwest had the highest cases of kidnapping with 1,420,307 abducted, followed by the North Central with 317,887 and the Southeast 110,045. However, with the recent peace deal, residents of the affected communities have expressed joy and optimism that the peace deal would restore peace so they can return to their communities. I was born here and my children as well, and I am happy with this reconciliation. I will come back and continue with my farming.
We thank God and may God restore peace in our community.
We are happy because I can't remember the last time I came here. We are happy with this peace initiative. In a statement, the Chief Press Secretary to the Kaduna State Governor Ibrahim Musa said, Kaduna State Government, in collaboration with some federal agencies, has established the Peace Dialogue Group that is developing the Kaduna model, which is a comprehensive framework for sustainable peace and security. This model, according to him, will include disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration, alongside investment and rural development and conflict resolution. He said it is a holistic approach that addresses both the symptoms and the root causes of insecurity. He said the model entails engaging stakeholders tirelessly, and this non-kinetic approach led to numerous meetings and extensive discussions, culminating in building bridges of trust, which made several senior bandit leaders to lay down their arms and embrace peace along with their followers. He added that in order to sustain the peace deal, the government has outlawed the activities of NSAK, the local vigilante, especially in Birnin Gwari. In addition, Governor Obasani will be fair and just to everyone, be they farmers, herders, and traders, in order to achieve lasting peace and development in Kaduna State. The Chief Press Secretary further said Kaduna State Government's rehabilitation of repentant bandits is based on the principle of carrot and stick, because while it welcomes those who choose peace, government will not hesitate to take decisive action against anyone who continues to perpetuate violence. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Kaduna State, with Amnesty Initiative there to curb the insecurity in the region, will move very quickly from security matters now to energy. The Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria has asked the federal government to privatize state-owned refineries, requesting a 100 billion naira grant from President Bola Tinubu to help oil marketers stay afloat. In a statement on Saturday titled Petron's Retrospect of Nigeria's Oil and Gas Downstream Sector 2024, the association listed several groundbreaking moves in the sector in the outgone year, but it recommended the privatization of Nigerian-owned refineries, such as the Warri and Kaduna refineries, to reputable private companies to improve efficiency and reduce government spending. Petron, in a statement signed by its president Billy Gillis Harry, National Secretary Adedibo Aderigbe, and spokesman Joseph Obele, said the grant request is to avoid the closure of oil marketers' businesses. This, it said, is to help prevent the closure of 10,000 marketers' businesses. The request is in response to the threat of job losses that would result from the removal of the fuel subsidy. The association called on authorities to work with neighboring countries to strengthen border security and prevent smuggling, and also utilize digital tracking systems to monitor petroleum products from refineries to retail outlets. Since the removal of fuel subsidy in May 2023, the cost of the essential commodity has moved from around 170 naira to about 1,000 naira in several parts of the country. But Petron wants a competitive market by encouraging new entrants and promoting a level playing field to prevent monopolies and ensure fair pricing. And now joining us via Zoom to give more insight on this is the National President, Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, Billy Gillis Harry. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening and thank you for having Petron on board this evening.
The pleasure is mine.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to Nigerians.
Thank you. I wish you the same. I'd like to hear from you. I mean, in the past, the government has done a number of privatization. I mean, there's been an attempt on the Nigeria Telecommunications Limited and also power sector, power distribution companies. Now we're talking about state-owned refineries. I'd like to hear from you. How different do you think this is going to be and how would it change the sector?
Petron's support for privatization is premised on effective management and very, very effective maintenance of the refineries. We have gone through decades of years without refining capacity of the country. And what we, as retail outlet owners, have seen is that we need to make sure that we support the government, support NNPC, and also support Nigerians to ensure that the refinery is working efficiently. And that's why we are supporting and pushing for privatization of the refineries so that it can be efficient and we do not lose our businesses.
I know with the government promising more efficiency in the refineries, Port Harcourt refinery is already working, although not at full capacity, even for Warri too. And now we're talking about, you are suggesting privatization. So are you saying a full privatization or partial privatization? And how do you think the government should go about it? I know we're all looking towards efficiency.
Well, I think the way the government should go about it, first, there are major stakeholders in the industry. Our most critical stakeholders is the MEMAN, the Major Energies Marketers Association of Nigeria, followed by DAPMAN, and then, of course, followed by all of us sister organizations, including Petron. We could advise the government on the best way to go and the contents of how the privatization will be able to work. And if that is done, the way the private sector will make contributions to, it will be very successful. Because private sector want efficiency, they're looking to profit, but more than profit, we're also looking to serve. Because you must have clients to be able to, do your business. And so we know how to do it because we're grassroots.
And now Petron is also seeking 100 billion naira grant from the government, to prevent job losses. How do you think this is going to help in that regard?
Well, the 100 billion that we're asking for is not so much. It is what we are hoping that the federal government should discuss with us and deposit in what we will call the Energy Bank of Nigeria, because there's an Energy Bank of Africa, and we recall that we had called
Mr. Billy, can you hear me? I'm afraid we have lost connection with Billy Gillis Harry. Billy, can you hear me? Very well then. We have lost connection with Billy Gillis Harris, who is the National President, Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria. He was just, justifying the 100 billion naira grant they are seeking from the federal government and also the suggestion of privatization of state-owned refineries. Moving on to other stories. And now to a sad development. At least 9 people have been killed and 4 others injured following a violent clash between villagers and Fulani settlers in Jigawa State. According to a statement from the State Police Command, the incident occurred after a group of miscreants suspected to be Fulani reportedly broke into a shop in Gololo village of Miga local government area and stole hibiscus and other provisions. In retaliation, some villagers traced the suspect's footprints to a Fulani settlement camp in Yankunama village of Jahun local government area. Upon arrival, the villagers were met with an attack by Fulani settlers armed with bows and arrows, resulting in injuries to 4 individuals. According to the police, the captives were taken to hospitals in Jahun and Miga, where they were confirmed dead by medical personnel. Meanwhile, security patrols have been intensified in the affected areas to forestall further breakdown of peace. I've just been informed we have Mr. Billy back with us. Mr. Billy, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so you were talking about the 100 billion naira grant that your organization is seeking from the federal government. I just wanted to hear from you. How is it going to be in any way relevant in the sector and, retain jobs?
It will do quite a lot to reduce the cost of money in our business, and it will reduce very drastically. Well, right now, we are paying anything between 38% to 40% interest rate. We are looking to see with this energy bank and the 100 billion naira, seed capital, that we should be able to get a single digit of about 9%. And this will go a long way to help the industry to grow, not just only Petron, but all downstream players. And we think that if the government gives attention to this, it's going to be quite a lot of benefit to Nigerians, because once you reduce the cost of money, it's going to drastically affect the price of petroleum product at the retail outlet.
All right, thank you so much. We have been speaking with Billy Gillis-Harry, who is the National President, Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria. Thank you so much for your input and insight on the News Hour tonight.
Thank you.
To another security development. As the menace of insecurity continues to ravage parts of Jigawa State, a community known as Jigawar Sadda in the Dutse metropolis has been engaging stakeholders on ways to address the menace. At a recent engagement, stakeholders called for an interagency approach to tackle insecurity, which has continued to ravage the community. Trustee Ali Rabiu Ali has more.
Jigawa Sada community is one of the largest communities in Dutse, the capital city of Jigawa State. It comprises 4 major areas including Jigawa Sada area, Shaiskawa, Godia Mieti, and Tako Side, in addition to various villages surrounding the community. Various stakeholders including federal and state civil servants, security officers, businessmen, ulamas, imams, among other important personalities were in attendance. The village head of the community, Ibrahim Adams, said the meeting is to find a lasting solution to the security challenges in the area and called on security agencies to swing into action.
There is a need to have a kind of single umbrella that will harness the available resources that we have, because the Gaza is blazed area, because we have whatever caliber of people that are in the world or Nigeria, they are residing in Jigawa.
Most of the stakeholders attributed the menace to negligence on the part of parents in the community and called for proper child upbringing.
This gathering is very, very important for the unity and progress of this community. As critical issues were discussed concerning education, business, and other activities that will booster and security that will help to curtail all challenges of youth into any troubling issues.
It's an opportunity for me to be based in this area called Jigawa, and based on my experience in my previous job, by the grace of God, we are going to see that we contribute a lot.
All those that are concerned stakeholders in this community were involved in order to harmonize and work out modalities on how to promote
and tackle all these challenges that are being faced by the outside community. The purpose of this meeting is to find out lasting solution for the challenges that are facing this community. And if we unite ourselves, I'm very sure we get rid out of this problem that we are facing. There is issue of immorality among our youths, drop out of schools. All these issues, we have set committees that will come up with a lasting solution that will end these kind of problems.
Personally, really, I appreciate the attendance who operating by the entire members of the community for this development that we want to initiate in order to bring a positive development in our community.
Residents say Jigawa's Ada community has been facing several challenges such as theft as a result of many unemployed youth. However, some youth of the community denied the allegation and attributed it to some youths from neighboring communities whom they say disguise themselves as members of the community to perpetrate crimes. From Jigawa, Ali Rabiu Ali, Trust TV News.
Now, President Bola Tinubu has justified the removal of fuel subsidy by his administration and labeled it a necessary move to secure the country's future. Tinubu declared an end to the subsidy regime during his swearing-in ceremony in May 2023, leading to a hike in the cost of the essential commodities. There were protests and condemnation of the move, which critics say has triggered untold hardships on the teeming masses. But during his visit to Enugu State on Saturday, Tinubu defended the move and said it was needed for a greater Nigeria.
This house, we must build it. Build it to satisfy our immediate need, which is not going to be enough yet, but our tomorrow too. That is why the removal of the fuel subsidy was necessary. You cannot spend the future of generations yet unborn in advance. Don't bankrupt the nation before they are born. And no, people will fight, grumble, abuse me and everything. But I asked for the job. I know what it takes. I believe in myself. And I believe I can gather a very good team and build a nation. It's our country. We have to work really hard for it to be a nation that we can be proud of. Change the narrative. Negative comment about Nigeria. I'm not taking that. I'm very proud of Nigeria. You all should be proud of Nigeria.
In the meantime, Borno State Governor Babagana Umara Zulum has announced that the state government will subsidize the cost of petrol to farmers in communities affected by Boko Haram insurgency. Zulum announced the subsidy on Friday evening in Bama town when he flagged off the distribution of farm inputs to over 5,000 farmers hitherto displaced by Boko Haram insurgents. According to the governor, a litre of petrol, which sold between 1,000 naira and 1,200 naira in Maiduguri, will be subsidized to the farmers at the rate of 600 naira. This is aimed at alleviating the financial burdens faced by farmers in communities that have suffered economic and infrastructural destruction due to years of conflict. Zulum emphasized that a similar initiative implemented in Damasak, Mobar local government area last year has significantly increased food production and improved livelihoods. And now to the south-south region of the country. A cleric and some residents of Delta State have urged Nigerians to keep hope alive in 2025 and work towards a better tomorrow despite the security challenges and economic hardship in the country. They called on the government at all levels to prioritize innovative strategies aimed at alleviating the suffering of the Nigerian masses. Jonathan Awanyai completes the report.
In separate interviews with Trust TV, they harped on need for Nigerians not to give in to despair, but trust that God will transform lives and usher in a brighter future for the nation. Stanley Fube, the Bishop of Langtang Anglican Communion Plateau State, emphasized the importance of prayer and unity in restoring Nigeria's former glory and urged Nigerians to turn to God in prayer for divine intervention for the nation.
Everything. And then God is supposed to be the one that will direct our paths and others our steps. So in seeking the face of God, it's like you are trying to know what is the move, what God wants you to do, where God wants you to go, and the rest of it. So seeking the face of God is very important. It's like without Him, you know what He said in John 15. He said, "Except, but without me, you can do nothing."
Others called on Nigerians to be patient and encouraged them to remain committed to the collective goal of building a brighter future for the country.
Nigeria is a nation that is blessed by God. And of course, God on His own will restore Nigeria. We just have to have faith in God that this country, there are so many countries in this world, if we pass through 1/10 of what Nigeria is passing through today, those countries would exist again.
It is very important to seek the face of God, especially considering the 2024 we have just passed through, and God has led us to 2025. It is very, very necessary and important that the nation, the states, the local government, individuals, to seek the face of God at the beginning of this year, so that this year will be a year of prosperity.
2024 has come and gone. The government have done their best also, but I want to urge them that they should do their best, that we make Nigeria to feed the democratic system that we are practicing in Nigeria, not a cabacracy system of government, which a government that will favor the cabal while the poor are suffering, while the poor are getting poorer. But they should make sure they put things in place in this 2025 to make sure Nigeria economy comes up, to make sure they bring development to our country, good road, social amenities, light, to boost the economy of our country.
Ask God to help us improve in our job, more knowledge, more experience, more wisdom, more connection, more awareness of bringing people together. Because the main thing we need is awareness for everybody to work in one unity so that our state can be peaceful.
They encourage Nigerians to persevere and work towards the country's progress despite current challenges. Jonathan Awanyai, Trust TV News, Asaba.
Now, counsel to the former managing director of the Kano Agricultural Supply Company, Bala Muhammad, Tahir Ibrahim, has accused the Kano State Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission of disregarding court orders. Ibrahim called on the commission's chairman, Muhoyi Rimingado, to comply with a court directive vacating an order that allegedly authorized the confiscation of his client's properties. The controversy comes amid the PCAC's investigation into allegations of financial mismanagement against Muhammad. Addressing journalists on Friday evening, the lawyer criticized the anti-graft agency's actions, alleging that Rimingado was undermining the judicial process. Ibrahim also dismissed the PCACC chairman's authority to summon him. However, in his response, Rimingado alleged that the lawyer and a police officer conspired to fraudulently obtain a court order to recover confiscated properties amid an ongoing investigation into alleged misappropriation of 4 billion naira by the former Casco managing director. He further denied any knowledge of the court order. You're watching the News Hour tonight on Trust TV. Coming up ahead, Parents share an uncommon experience managing their special needs son. We'll bring you details of the story and more after the break. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Trust TV, your gateway to the captivating essence of Nigerian history, culture, and society.
And this is where the hydroelectric power dam is supposed to be constructed.
Delve into the depths of Nigeria's past with our insightful documentaries unraveling the intricacies of ancient civilizations and colonial influences that have shaped the nation's identity. Immerse yourself in the vibrant Nigerian traditions and customs as we showcase the diverse cultural landscape.
The early history of human existence can be traced to the heart of northern Nigeria. Here, archaeologists found evidence of a group of people who sculpted clay and developed tools to smelt iron.
From lively festivals to time-honored rituals, Trust TV encapsulates the spirit of Nigeria's dynamic heritage. Experience an authentic portrayal of contemporary Nigerian culture that is both engaging and enriching.
With over 250 ethnicities, over 500 languages, and a youthful population, Nigeria has a truly diverse demographic advantage.
Don't miss out on Trust TV's amazing and impactful storytelling. Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Let's take a look at some of our top stories again. Bandits surrender in Kaduna, marking a new chapter with amnesty initiative. Petron urges federal government to privatize refineries, seeks 100 billion naira grant from Tinubu. And now moving on to other stories and on to security matters. The Katsina State Police Command says it arrested no fewer than 1,400 suspected criminals for various offences in 2024. The State Commissioner of Police, Aliyu Abubakar Musa, who announced this during the 2024 end-of-the-year press briefing at the Katsina State Police Command headquarters, said out of the numbers are 199 suspected armed robbers, in addition to 23 suspected drug dealers. Abdullahi Yamadi tells us more.
According to Commissioner Aliu, the arrested suspects who are presently in custody would be arraigned before courts of competent jurisdictions for robbery, kidnapping, cattle rustling, rape, and car theft, among many other criminal offenses. In the same vein, the police authorities in Katsina confirmed the killing of 40 suspected kidnappers at various locations across the state. Also, during their under review, the police command said it rescued about 319 kidnapped victims and recovered 81 cows.
We have arrested 199 suspected armed robbers, taking them off the streets and making our community more secure. We have also charged 23 major drug dealers to halt disrupting the supplies of illicit substances and promoting a safer, healthier society.
The police assured people of the state that the command will continue prioritizing the fight against banditry and other criminal offenses until the enemies of the state are defeated. While giving credence to the support it is receiving from the government and people in tackling insecurity, the police appeals for credible information that could lead to salvaging citizens from the hands of bandits and other criminal elements. Abdullahi Yamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Still in the northwest region of the country and more on security matters, the Kano State Police Command says it has arrested a 25-year-old suspected kidnapper, Abubakar Musa, from Regia Lemo Quarters, Kano. The suspect was apprehended for kidnapping a 2-year-old child, Al-Amin Ahmad Garba, and demanding a ransom of 50 million naira for the victim's release. A statement on Saturday by the command's public relations officer, SP Abdullahi Haruna, said the suspect was arrested on December 25, 2024, following a sustained follow-up and intelligence-led operation. According to Haruna, the suspect was charged to Magistrate Court Number 25, No Man's Land, Kano, on January 3, 2025, and is currently remanded. The Kano State Police Command encourages members of the public to continue supporting the police by providing useful information that can lead to the arrest of criminals. The Kebbi State Police Command on Saturday said it has recovered some of the cows rustled by the Lakurawa terror gang during the attack on Nasina village on Thursday. 2 policemen were killed in the attack. A statement by the command's public relations officer, SP Nafiu Abubakar, said following an intel on the attack on Alhaji Lawali Black's farm and nearby Fulani settlements located at Nasina village along Argungu and Kangiwa Road, a team of police Safer Highway Patrol immediately rushed to the scene and engaged the bandits in a gang duel. It added that Lakurawa were pursued by the police team, forcing them to escape into the forest with gunshot wounds, adding that the police team successfully recovered some of the rustled cows. The statement said the Commissioner of Police, CP Bello M. Sani, had paid an on-the-spot assessment visit to the scene and later visited the Emir of Argungu, Samaila Muhammad Mera, where he condoled and briefed him on the efforts of the combined security agencies in combating crimes in the area. Now to developments in the Federal Capital Territory. The FCT Commissioner of Police, Olatunji Disu, has called for collaborative efforts from security agencies to help fight crime and criminality in the FCT and secure the lives of residents. Disu made the call at a banquet with officers of Operation Swift, which includes security men from different security agencies, where he highlighted the importance of collaboration and coordinated efforts from all security agents. While acknowledging that the work of securing lives and property of citizens cannot be done in solo, he also kicked against rivalry between security agencies.
What we have been hearing in the past was a conflict between sister agencies. We have never had anything like that. So we want this to continue. I want us to give ourselves a round of applause for this. I noticed that we know ourselves by name by now. By now we know nobody is more important than the other. The most important person is Nigeria. The most important person is the Federal Capital Territory that we all vowed to provide peace for. I want to acknowledge all the sister agencies, the Nigerian Police, the military, comprising of the Nigerian Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the DSS, Road Safety, VIO, NDLEA, Nigerian Immigration Service, the Fire Service, Developmental Control, AEPB, SDS, and many, many others. Thank you. May God be your guide.
And to more security matters in the North Central region, gunmen suspected to be kidnappers have reportedly abducted Professor John Ebe of the Department of Philosophy at the Prince Abubakar Audu University, Aimba, and demanded the sum of 10 million naira for his freedom. An eyewitness said the gun-wielding hoodlums in their numbers struck at his house in Agbeji, a suburb of Aimba in the Kina local government area, around 7 p.m. on Thursday. The academic Don was abducted to an unknown destination after sporadic shooting to scare away people in his vicinity. A family source said he was negotiating towards the gate of his house at Agbeji, a settlement along Aimba or Chadamu, Itobe Road, on Thursday evening when a vehicle suddenly pulled up and blocked his car. Though the university authority is yet to issue an official statement to that effect, a reliable source in the campus confirmed the incident unofficially. The Kogi State Police Command was yet to issue an official statement at the time of this report. still in Kogi State. Youth of Odoakwe community in Kababunu local government area in Kogi State on Saturday blocked the Lokoja-Kaba Federal Highway following the killing of 2 farmers by gunmen suspected to be kidnappers in the area. Reports say the protesting youth blocked the highway that passes through their community as early as 8 a.m., bringing vehicular movement in the flank of the state to a standstill for hours. According to the locals, the gruesome murder of the 2 farmers on their farms on Friday is too much of a burden to bear in the community. A victim, identified as Black, was said to be moving his farm produce towards the market ahead of the Saturday market at Odoakwe when the gunmen shot and killed him for allegedly refusing to stop when ordered. Also, the hoodlums reportedly opened fire on Sunday. Ayedoro, who was said to be in a nearby farm within the vicinity, killing him instantly. The attack and killing of the 2 farmers are coming barely 1 month after a known gunman attacked same community and kidnapped the newly elected ward councillor. In the meantime, Kogi State Governor Ahmed Ododo has ordered an immediate crackdown on the attackers responsible for the recent violence in the Odoakwe community in Kababunu local government area of the state. According to a statement issued on Saturday and signed by the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kingsley Vanwo, the governor directed the state security advisor to collaborate with security agencies and local vigilante groups to ensure that the perpetrators are apprehended and brought to justice. Ododo urged residents to remain calm and avoid reprisals, which he warned could lead to further losses. He condoled with affected families and reiterated his administration's commitment to ensuring the safety of all residents. The state government also called on the public to provide credible information that could assist security agencies in their efforts to apprehend the culprits. Meanwhile, security operatives have already been deployed to Odoakwe and other flashpoints in the area to restore peace and secure the protection of lives and property. Now, across Nigeria, many families continue to struggle with raising special needs children. According to reports, Nigeria has a lack of therapeutic services such as occupational therapists and a lot of stigma around disability and autism, with many children not being provided with appropriate treatment. For Taiwo and Miriam Ologunagba, raising their son, Eriolua, who is on the autism spectrum, has been a journey of embracing challenges and celebrating triumphs. Trustee Sumaya Abubakar brings us their story.
Raising a child with special needs often requires redefining expectations and finding strength in small victories. For the Ologunagba family, it has also been a profound journey of love and discovery. Taiwo Ologunagba, a public servant, and his wife Miriam live in Abuja with their 2 children, Eriolua and his younger sister Eniolua. At a young age, Eriolua was diagnosed with autism, a moment that marked the start of a new chapter in their lives.
Eriolua's situation has actually changed my mindset as a father, because when you have a child that is on the spectrum, your whole world changes. It revolves around the child. You don't have a life of your own. You focus on him, and your attention and your intention is to make him a better person. So in essence, you have to do so much.
Despite the challenges, the Ologunagba chose to focus on Eriolua's abilities rather than his limitations. They discovered his keen interest in books, music, and games, nurturing these talents to give him a sense of accomplishment and joy.
It's challenging. We can't hide our fact, but it's a blessing. It's more of a blessing at the end of the day. It's more of a blessing because you're discovering that there's another aspect of, like, having another human that's quite different from the ones we know. and it doesn't make them any less.
A discovery of his talent of remembering events, dates, and locations made him a remarkable boy.
First satellite was launched on October 4th, 1957.
By which country?
USSR.
What's the name of the satellite?
Sputnik 1.
Describe the satellite.
The satellite is a metallic sphere with one antenna with a radio transmitter.
Erioluwa's talent has actually inspired us as parents to actually want to do more for him. In fact, his talent has even taken us as parents to places which ordinarily we won't have gone. Surprisingly, you get to see a lot of new things, changes in him, and also he has also discovered as a person that he has a bit of that talent. So we are looking at it to see how we can also ginger him and spur him to be much more better, and also find out the things we don't know.
The family highlights the importance of community and professional support in managing Erioluwa's needs. His parents and his younger sister, Enioluwa, have become a pillar of support, guiding him through life.
I like doing house chores, bathing, sleeping, and going to school. I'm brushing my teeth and taking breakfast.
The Ologun Agba's story is not just one of resilience, it is a message of hope. They aim to inspire other families facing similar challenges, showing that love, understanding, and determination can transform lives.
Irrespective of what category or what class they are, neurotypical, special need, or special disability, be there for them. Support with your wife. Women need emotional support.
Through their stories, the Ologun Agbas remind us that every child is unique and worthy of love, and every family has the power to turn challenges into opportunities for growth and connection. Sumaya Abubakar, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Very inspiring and indeed a message of hope. Well done, Sumaya Abubakar. And now to developments in business. The Transmission Company of Nigeria has announced the rationing of power supply for Abuja Electricity Distribution Company's customers in parts of the Federal Capital Territory between January 6 and January 20. TCN's General Manager of Public Affairs, Ndidimba, made the announcement in a statement in Abuja on Saturday. Mba said the rationing would be due to the Federal Capital Development Authority's road dualization project along the Apo axis. She said 8 number 132 kilovolt and 33 kilovolt towers would be relocated along the Kukwaba-Apo 132 kV line outer Southern Expressway route. Mbali said areas to be affected to include Kubwa, Karu, Maraba, Nyanya, Masaka, Kefi, Kukwaba, and Apo Mechanic. According to her, the power rationing will also affect parts of Lube, Trademore Estate, Biakasa, Sabon Lube, Chika, and Aleta. Subscribers have said they are preparing to sue telecommunications companies over a proposed tariff hike that could double service costs nationwide. Telecom operators have defended the increase as essential to offset rising operational expenses, but the National Association of Telecommunications Subscribers has strongly opposed it. NATCOM's president Adeolu Ogunbanjo said the group plans to file a class action lawsuit if the telecom operators proceed with the hike without first exploring alternative revenue generating methods. Ogunbanjo criticized the proposed 100% tariff hike as excessive and unsustainable, urging the Nigerian Communications Commission to deny the operator's request. The proposed tariff hike would raise the cost of voice call from 11 naira to 22 naira per minute, an SMS from 4 naira to 8 naira per message, and a 1 gigabyte data bundle from 1,000 naira to 2,000 naira. The NCC is currently reviewing the proposal and has not yet made a final decision. And now to developments away from Nigeria. 5 civilian volunteers with the army in Burkina Faso were killed in an attack this week in the west of the country, security officials said on Saturday. The volunteers who work with the army are recruited locally, given weapons and 3 months training, and may operate with professional soldiers or on their own. The incident triggered a protest among locals who blocked the main highway linking the region to the Togolese border, a local inhabitant told AFP on condition of anonymity. The blockade continued for several hours before the authorities broke it up, he said. Violence erupted in neighboring Mali in 2012 and then spread to Niger and Burkina Faso. All 3 West African countries are run by military juntas. Still on the foreign scene, the first fighting contingents of soldiers and military policemen from Latin America arrived on Port-au-Prince on Friday to join the armed international security mission in Haiti's fight against terrorizing gangs. The 83 security personnel included an advanced team of 8 soldiers from El Salvador and the first 75 of 150 military police officers from Guatemala. While the Salvadorans will be providing casualty and medical evacuations in support of the Kenya-led multinational security support mission, the Guatemalans will be joining operations to take down Haiti's gangs. Their presence adds a much-requested beefed-up security presence to the fight, which until now has been mainly police-led. The group was greeted at the Toussaint-Louverture International Airport by Haitian authorities. In preparation for the additional boots on the ground, the Biden administration has flown at least 22 flights into Haiti in the past month with much-needed equipment for the Haitian police and the Kenyan mission, including armored vehicles. It's time now to join Adeni Ajishafe for the sports news.
Super Eagles midfielder Alex Iwobi has said the Super Eagles will give their all to earn a place at 2026 FIFA World Cup. The Super Eagles have endured a poor start to the qualifying campaign despite their strong pedigree in Africa. The 3-time African champions are winless in Group C after 4 matches. The West Africans have amassed a paltry 3 points and face the danger of missing out on a place at the Mundial after failing to qualify for Qatar 2022. Iwobi declared that the team will push hard to qualify for the greatest football event in the world. Iwobi said every player wants to experience the World Cup, the best and biggest football competition in the globe. He also mentioned that it is not going to be easy because every team in Africa wants to qualify. It's basically like going to war in every game, while Super Eagles will put up a fight and try and see what the team can do, as the team is hungry and motivated. And still on football, Coach Daniel Ogunmolade has invited Captain Duka Jr., goalkeeper Henry Ozoemena, defender Sadiq Ismail and Ifeanyi Onyebuchi, midfielder Xavier Isaac, and forward Sikiru Alemi among the list of 26 players to begin close camping exercise at Remo Star Sports Institute, Ikene Remo, on 6 January. Ahead of the 8th African Nations Championship finals, goalkeepers Kayode Bankole, defenders Imo Obot, and Stephen Manyo, the midfielders Musa Zayad, Rabiu Ali and Papa Daniel Mustafa, and forwards Adamu Abubakar and Emmanuel Ogbole have also been invited. The Super Eagles B, for the first time in the qualification series, beat Ghana's Black Galaxies to reach the final tournament after a 3-1 win in Uyo that followed a scoreless first leg in Accra, Ghana. Tanzania, Kenya and Uganda, co-hosts of the 36th edition of the African Cup of Nations in 2027, have been handed the opportunity to test run their facilities and operational efficiency with the African Nations Championship finals scheduled for 1st to 28 February 2025. The 8th African Nations Championship will feature 18 countries in Tanzania, Kenya and Uganda, Nigeria, Morocco, Guinea, Senegal, Mauritania, Burkina Faso, Central African Republic, Niger Republic, Congo, Sudan, Rwanda, Democratic Republic of Congo, Zambia, Angola, and Madagascar. That's Sport News. I'm Adeni Ajishafe.
On a sad note, the former Vice-Chancellor of the University of Abuja, Professor Nuhu Yakub, has died. He was 74. Professor Yakub died after a brief illness on Saturday at a private hospital in Abuja. After his first degree, he was employed by the Old Kwara State as a teacher at Lennon Memorial College, Ukene. He was there for about a year before he got an appointment as a graduate assistant at the then University of Sokoto, which later changed to Usmanu Danfodio University. He was also there up to the time he came to the University of Abuja as Vice Chancellor. He has been buried according to Islamic rite. Professor Nuhu Yakub featured on our program 30 Minutes with Manir Dan Ali. You can watch the full interview on Monday by 7:30 p.m.
Kind of prepared you for the higher role of Deputy Vice Chancellor before becoming
Vice Chancellor. That's right. So I think the high point, let me put it this way, that the high point for me was that I even got to work and teach in the university, because when I went in, my ambition was at a point in time, I want to be a professor.
Right.
And I was professor in 1998, just after about...
Watch the full interview on Monday, 7:30 p.m. May his soul rest in peace. And that's about it on the News Hour tonight on Trust TV. Do not forget, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news programs and documentary. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good night.